Personal protective equipment, PPE. All Versys employees, contractors, and visitors to site must understand and comply with the PPE program. Management must ensure that all PPE identified by the hazard assessment is provided and maintained. Provide support to supervisors and workers who may require or request specialized equipment. Supervisors ensure that provided PPE is used and maintained. Ensure workers are trained on the care, use, maintenance, and limitations of provided PPE. Ensure that the defective PPE is repaired or replaced. Workers take part in training provided on personal protective equipment. Use and maintain PPE as per manufacturer's specifications. Inspect PPE before and after each use. Report defective equipment to supervisor. Report hazards, incidents, or near misses to supervisor or lead as soon as possible. What is PPE? Any barrier worn on the body to reduce exposure to hazards or injuries. Does not actually eliminate the hazard. Employers must identify hazards to select the proper PPE. Additional hazards created if PPE is damaged or worn improperly. Overprotection and underprotection can create unnecessary hazards. The mandatory PPE that is required on all Versys work sites is safety glasses with side shield, Type 1 Class E hard hats, Type 2 side impact hard hats on some specific job sites, safety-toed boots with at least 6-inch ankle support, gloves appropriate for the task, HRC2 flame-resistant clothing as an outer layer, Class 2 high visibility vest. Some work sites may have additional requirements. Always check with your supervisor. Versys PPE policy. Versys will retrain all employees affected when new PPE is issued. Workplace makes changes, type of PPE changes, when the employee demonstrates lack of use, improper use, or insufficient skill or understanding. All employees will be retrained annually. All employees, contractors, and visitors will wear approved PPE where required. All PPE will meet or exceed the OHS legislation and CSA standards, as well as OSHA standards. Versys will maintain appropriate inspection and service loss records for specialty pieces of PPE. All workers, contractors, and visitors shall take steps to prevent damage to the PPE. No damage to PPE shall be used at any time. PPE must fit all employees properly. PPE will not be modified or changed contrary to its manufacturer's instructions or specifications. All personal protective equipment used by Versys employees must conform to occupational health and safety regulations and code. Head protection, hard hats. Hard hats are required in environments where falling objects could cause injury. Hard hats are designed to deflect falling objects, reduce impact, in some cases, provide electrical insulation. Employees should, while wearing hard hats, always follow manufacturer's instructions. Ensure proper fit. Always wear brim facing the front. Never modify hard hats in any way. Inspect hard hats daily. Replace hard hats with signs of excessive wear, cracks, holes, or severe impact. Clean hard hats using mild soap and water. Do not use solvents or chemicals. Hat protection must comply with ANSI Z89 standard. There are two types of hard hats based on the level of impact resistance. Type 1, reduce impact to the top of the head. Type 2, reduce impact to the top and sides of the head. There are two commonly used classifications of hard hats based on electrical insulation. Class G is general, which provides insulation for low voltage electrical work. Provide protection from impacts. Class E is electrical. It provides protection for high voltage electrical work. Provide protection from impacts. Maintenance and disposal of hard hats. The safety provided by your hard hat will be limited if it is damaged or not used as intended. Perform regular inspection and maintenance. Check your hard hat daily for signs of dents, cracks, or penetration. Brim of shell must be intact. Clean your hard hat once a month in warm, soapy water. Do not paint your hard hat. Some types of paint and thinners may damage the shell or weaken the helmet. Hearing protection. Employees must wear hearing protection when exposed to excessive noise levels. Level of required protection depends upon volume measured in decibels, duration of exposure, number of noise sources. When noise levels reach certain limits, employees must wear hearing protection. The louder the noise, the shorter the exposure time before hearing protection is required. Hearing protection recommends above 85 decibels, approximately noise made by a large truck. Lay your hearing protection above 105 decibels. Earmuffs worn on top of the ear. Require perfect seal around the ear. Accommodated by some hard hats. Recommended that employees wear both earplugs and earmuffs for over 105 decibels. Eye and face protection. Employees must wear eye and face protection around hazards such as flying particles, molten metal, liquid chemicals, harmful ultraviolet rays. Safety glasses. Most basic form of eye protection. Safety glasses protect against impacts and particles from the front. Safety glasses do not protect against impacts and particles from the sides and splashes. Ordinary prescription glasses do not provide adequate protection. Corrective lenses are available, and the safety glasses must be fitted by a professional. Safety glasses must be compliant with ANSI Z87 specifications. Safety goggles protect against hazards approaching from multiple angles. There are two types. Impact goggles protect against impacts and particles from the sides. They cannot be used for splash protection due to direct ventilation. Splash goggles protect against impacts and particles from sides and chemical splashes. Face shields protect entire face against impacts, particles, and splashes. Employees must also wear safety glasses or goggles when wearing a face shield. Safety glasses and goggles should fit the face securely and comfortably. Be kept safely in a case when not in use. Be inspected and cleaned before each use. Replace glasses or goggles if the lenses are dirty, cracked, pitted, scratched. Protective eyewear maintenance and disposal. Dirty, scratched, or cracked lenses reduce vision and seriously reduce protection. Perform regular inspection and maintenance. Keep lenses clean. Replace pitted, scratched, and broken lenses. Hand protection. Employees must always wear the correct glove for the job or task and make sure that they fit correctly. Glove types. Leather gloves protect against sharp or abrasive materials as well as for hot and cold work, punctures, sparks, sharp edges, and wires. Cut-resistant gloves, commonly made of Kevlar or metal mesh, and they protect against cuts or lacerations. While these protect, they are not cut-proof, and care must be taken when working with sharp blades or cutters. Rubber gloves, most diverse category, and are used when handling hazardous materials, handling infectious materials, when slip resistance or electrical insulation is necessary. Wear the proper rubber gloves for the material being handled. Employees should review MSDS and consult supervisor with any questions. Choosing the wrong glove can create additional hazards. Glove designed for use with chemicals may be highly conductive, while wearing gloves that are loose or too tight may cause hazards. Gloves should not be worn while operating rotating machinery. Thicker gloves offer more protection. They reduce mobility and sensitivity. Always follow employer's directions and wear the proper gloves for the job. Inspect gloves daily for damage such as rips, punctures, discoloration, material has become stiff or brittle. Gloves showing any damage should be disposed of and replaced. Foot protection. Employees must wear foot protection around falling or rolling objects, sharp objects that could pierce the sole, hot or slippery surfaces, chemicals, electricity. Foot protection must have impact-resistant toe, slip-resistant soles. Workers exposed to electrical hazards are required to wear specific protective footwear. Electrical safety shoes are non-conductive, prevent electrical circuit. Protect against up to 600 volts in dry conditions. Should always be worn in addition to other insulating equipment. Inspect footwear daily for holes, broken buckles or laces, excessive wear, separation, metal or debris embedded in sole. Damaged footwear should be replaced or repaired. Protective garments. Protective garments may be necessary to protect employees against fire, chemical hazards, dust or other particles, cuts, bruises, or abrasions, extreme temperatures. Types of protective garments: fully encapsulating suits, non-encapsulating suits, aprons, vests, protective leggings or sleeves. Protective garments should fit properly. Too loose or too tight could cause a hazard. Protective garments may affect mobility or sensitivity. Wear protective garments only on parts of the body that are at risk. Inspect protective garments daily for tears, holes, signs of wear.